American society is getting more openly violent, right? American systems and American culture structurally has always been very violent. Yes, like our movies, our military apparatus, our police apparatus, our presence all around the globe, right? Our military will blow up hospitals and civilian centers and, the highway of death in Iraq, right? And that's violence, right? But on a surface level, we've sort of been nonviolent, right? Like we've sort of pretended that's not happening. American society has become openly violent and apathetic ever since the Luigi case. And ever since the Luigi case and Brian Thompson, every time a major event happens, right, the Israeli delegates, right, who were downed recently in Colorado, a good number of protesters, set ablaze. A good number of protesters who were pro-Israeli, marching for Israel, set ablaze. American society has become openly violent. And this is a direct result of our liberal institutions normalizing the murder of children, the murder in mass violence, unbeknownst, unimaginable, every single day. Hospitals blown up, the heads of children littering downed buildings, the most grotesque images, disabled men being blown up right in front of our eyes on our screens. Liberal society has convinced us all that this is normal, that this is what our non-violent surface level society must accept, right, on the surface. And people are done with it. People are done with every day opening up their screen and seeing somebody homeless and dying because they were unable to pay their medical debt, or a whole family, a man, woman, child, or a man or a woman or a child amputated in the most horrible way or gone in the most horrible way. And so the ruling classes have decided that this is normal, and they have told every one of us, this is normal. This is what will happen from now on. Do not fight it. This is just reality, and you were just going to have to accept this pill. In American society, so many people now are completely apathetic to the point where they have and feeling out of control to the point where they have resorted to adventurism. And look, I'm not condoning what happened in Colorado, and I'm not even doing like a wink, 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 wink. I am not. That was just pure adventurism, like through and through. But I will say, the public has become completely apathetic towards violence done towards colonizers, towards people in power, and towards people who are representing American Zionist, billionaire, capitalist, bourgeois institutions. Like, the worst reaction I think we can get at this point, whenever these mass events happen, is, well, I don't agree with the methods, and that's horrible, but I don't really give a fuck about the victims. And that has become the norm. And it's because liberal society has decided that dead children, that dead disabled people, that dead men, that dead women and children, that blown up hospitals, that blown up buildings, that blown up cancer wards, that blown up dialysis centers, that blown up libraries, that blown up universities, that men dying on fire is normal and will be our new normal. And that's completely okay. And you have to accept it, and you have to swallow that pill. Liberal society has told us that that is normal. And people are not taking it anymore. And nowadays, it is just apathy. It is just apathy. Like, our society has gotten so violent beyond the surface level. On the surface level, we've always sort of pretended that through our liberal institutions, we are non-violent, right? Our structures are violent, right? Our military apparatus is bombing people, and our police state is shooting people. But on the surface level, we're not violent. But now that violence has erupted beyond the surface, and it's just what the ruling classes have decided is normal now. You cannot do what you have done, the ruling classes, and not just set a new normal of just a normalization of this kind of violence and adventurism. And I think to some extent, like, commies are happy. Oh my God, people are getting more violent. It's not good violence. It's not good violence. It's adventurous violence. Like, violence needs to be controlled. It needs to be disciplined. It needs to be under a vanguard. This is just willy-nilly. And holy shit. Holy shit. I don't know if there might be some positive direction to this, but without a strong vanguard party to lead the working class, holy shit. This is what the ruling classes have decided is normal. And liberalism can no longer contain that shroud of nonviolence. It's struggling because how do you convince people, I am a nonviolent society, we are a nonviolent society, do not do these kinds of things, when they are seeing as a result of your system, right, these liberal politicians, and by liberal, I mean big L, Democrat and Republican, these liberal politicians, these Western politicians, the bodies that are littered, the most horrific stories, the most sad, heartbreaking stories. Everybody has cried at least once from a story from Gaza. And this is just what they've decided is normal. And they can no longer contain that shroud of nonviolence. And it's like, what is the future? You have decided this is normal. You've created these conditions. What are you expecting? And it's not good. It is not good. It is not good unless there's a strong vanguard party with disciplined leadership. American society is not in a good place. You know, it's like, God damn. God fucking damn. What have you done? What have you done? You have made it normal. You have made it normal. You have told everybody that this is the new normal. You know?
This one hurts. Gaza's youngest influencer, 11-year-old Yakin Hamad, was killed in an Israeli airstrike on Friday. Her body was found in the rubble of her home in Deir al-Bala, central Gaza. She was one of several children who died that day. Yakin had gained over 100,000 followers by sharing survival tips from inside the war zone. She showed how to cook without gas, how to stay hopeful under bombardment, and how children in Gaza still found reasons to smile. Her videos often featured laughter, dancing, and small moments of joy. She worked closely with the Weena Collective, a local humanitarian group. Alongside her brother Mohammed, she distributed food, clothes, and toys to displaced children living in shelters. In her final post, Yakin wrote, "Today is a happy day for Gaza's orphans. We gave them new clothes and a little joy." After news of her death spread, hundreds of messages appeared under her videos. One read, "What did a little girl do to deserve this?" Another said, "We're sorry we couldn't protect you." According to Gaza's health authorities, more than 15,000 children have been killed since the war began in October 2023.
Horrific attack in Boulder, Colorado. This happened yesterday. Police say that a man tried to set people on fire during a weekly event to support Israeli hostages in Gaza. 8 people were hurt here. A suspect is in custody. Officials are now calling this a possible terror attack.
Stay away, stay away.
Cell phone video shows the chaotic moments as people rush to treat burn victims with water after police say a man allegedly used a makeshift flamethrower and bottles filled with flammable liquid to attack a group gathering on Boulder's Pearl Street Sunday.
It was chaos. People were writhing on the ground. It was traumatic to watch.
Crowds tended to the 8 people, aged 52 to 88, who were injured in the attack. Others stood around the alleged suspect, who was just feet away, yelling anti-Israel expressions. The FBI says 45-year-old Mohammed Solomon targeted the Boulder Run for Their Lives march, which raises awareness for Israeli hostages in Gaza.
It is clear that this is a targeted act of violence, and the FBI is investigating this as an act of terrorism.
Every Sunday for more than a year, the organization has marched Pearl Street, ending outside the old courthouse.
We've been waiting for us gasoline with Molotov cocktails, and once we gathered, it decided to attack. It's hard to share the moment of you see flames behind your friends and your community. There obviously screams, it's chaotic.
Investigators are now digging into the suspect's background and social media posts, trying to determine if he allegedly acted alone, was directed by a terrorist organization, or was influenced by extremist ideology. U.S. officials confirmed to CBS News the suspect, Solomon, is an Egyptian national who arrived at LAX in 2022 and overstayed his non-immigrant visa.
We are fully united, 100%, in making sure the charges we bring hold the attacker fully accountable.
Solomon facing several other felony charges this morning, including the use of an explosive and incendiary device and crimes against the elderly. Nate is booked into jail this morning with a $10 million bond.